everybody, it's Bobby. I think I speak for more than a few people when I say that this short chip shot from just off the edge of the green to, say, a short flag, made necessary because in this situation, for whatever reason, you can't putt it, can be a far more annoying proposition than a much longer chip. A much longer chip, at least you're free to spread your wings, to let things out a little bit, and you're not as likely to succumb to muscular tension. And as we all know, go in. It's muscular tension that causes all the problems to begin with. Now, the good news is if we can hit either one of them well, then we can hit both of them well. And all we're left to identify is what is it that I do so successfully with the longer one that is absent with the shorter one, and then learn to adopt that move, whatever it is, with the shorter chip shot, the one that's giving me trouble. And I can tell you that for most people, it's this misunderstanding of where the fixed point is in a swing. Now, it doesn't matter what the swing is. In this case, it's a chip shot, but we have to understand that the fixed point in the swing is not the part of the club that we're holding. Everything doesn't pivot from this spot. Everything pivots. The fixed point happens from a spot right between our two shoulders at the base of our neck. That's the point around which everything in the golf swing moves always. It doesn't matter if it's a chip or a pitch, a bunker shot, or a full swing. And so that means that if the club is traveling this way, it's being escorted by a pair of shoulders. They're also turning that way. If my club is going to the left, that means my shoulders are turning to the left. Now, when a person has a longer chip shot, they have no problem whatsoever allowing those shoulders to continue in that way, because after all, they want to be sure to get the ball all the way to the hole. That changes, however, when they're looking to control things, when they have a short one, and when they're worried about hitting it too far. So what engine does a person typically turn off that leads to all the trouble? As they get through a short chip shot, they tend to stop their shoulders. Now, that'll show up in the form of a wristy set of hands, and you go, gosh, I wish I could keep my hands out of it. It's not the hand's fault. It's the shoulders that stopped that necessitated the hands continue on. Something had to keep moving. So what we've got to do is say to ourselves, I'm going to hit this chip shot, but as I do, I'm going to make sure that my shoulders continue to rotate through it. And if I can do that, I can be as successful here, perhaps even more so than I am on the full swing. On the full chip, I should say. And so that's really it. Now, one last thing, as I do that, someone might say, Bobby, I watched you do that. And it doesn't really look like your shoulders are moving that much through the shot. They're not. It's a short shot. And so they're not called upon to move to the same degree as they would for a longer shot. But it's certainly enough to register on my senses. Maybe it's not enough to identify, measuring me against a background, but I can certainly feel it on my senses that in fact I'm turning. And on those occasions when my shots are less than satisfactory, I can also feel that in fact those shoulders stopped, and I hit it with some hand action as a result. And so I know that'll help you keep your shoulders rotating even on the short ones, and I will look forward to seeing you next week.